Yes, I know. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to publish at rushlimbaugh.com the released list yesterday from the Federal Election Commission on candidates, the money they've raised, and where it's come from. And I'm going to post it around my commentary here. There are too many numbers for me to use here. You can't keep track of numbers as you hear them. But let me put this in perspective in another way. You take Bernie Sanders, who's second only to Hillary Clinton, but I count his $26 million as more powerful than her $29 million for this reason. 77% of the people that have given money to Bernie Sanders are people that have given less than $200. That's a lot of people, folks. That's a lot of enthusiasm. Now, you might say, well, yeah, but what if he doesn't get the nomination? He's not going to get the nomination. His people are not going to vote Republican. And they're going to stay wired. He'll keep them wired. Bernie will keep them wired. They will vote, or a good percentage of them. If Hillary's the nominee, it depends on how screwed they think Bernie gets in this. And there's a lot of that now. I mean, the Bernie Sanders people think CNN screwed their guy by proclaiming Hillary the winner. They think that CNN screwed Bernie supporters by scrubbing supportive comments that they made to CNN's website. So there is friction. It's not automatic that Bernie's voters and donors, supporters are going to vote for the Democrat nominee, but they're not going to vote Republican. Now just hang with us. You've got Hillary at 29 million, almost 30, and only 17% of that is from people under $200. The rest of her money is from foreign governments, big corporations, people expecting all kinds of payback. Same kind of people donating to the Republicans. So it's the Bernie Sanders number that we looked at here to gauge numbers and enthusiasm. So if he's got $26 million raised, 77% of it from people under $200 or less. Bernie Sanders' money is equal to the combined donations of Jeb Bush, Chris Christie, John Kasich, and Lindsey Graham. It takes four Republicans, including the establishment's presumed frontrunner, Jeb Bush. Bush, Christie, Kasich, and Graham takes those four people to equal the dollars Bernie Sanders has raised. But the difference is the number of donors that have given to Bush, Christie, Kasich, and Graham is tiny compared to the number who have given to Bernie Sanders. And I'm just using Bernie because he's the top-raising Democrat from individual small donations. The RNC, the GOP establishment, seems to be not interested in small donors. They seem to be all in for the big donors. The Chamber of Commerce donors, big CEOs, corporate donors, because that's whose agenda they seem to be pushing. The small donor types, the Tea Party types, the people that are giving money to Trump that he's not even asking for, the people giving money to Ben Carson, $20.7 million. And by the way, 60% of Ben Carson's donors are of the $200 or less variety. 71% of Trump's donors are $200 or less. So you look at Trump and Carson, and you can see that people supporting them are small donors. I mean, the people I'd always call the ones who make the country work. Certainly not rich corporate CEO types. And these are not people that expect some sort of issue-oriented payback. They're donating because of enthusiasm, ideas. The corporate donors are donating because they want policy in return. And that's who the party seems to be listening to, and that's how they're losing these presidential races. So they lost in 2008, so they lost 2012. And these numbers tell the same story happening again in 2016. If the Republican nominee is not a conservative, if it's another one of these I don't know, party preferred types, it's going to be the same story, at least on paper. But there's plenty of time here for this to be digested and learned from. The question is, will it be?